Are you a business owner who wants to take your selling skills to a higher level? We know that sales is the lifeblood, of business, after all. But what if I told you that there's a thief out there, a hidden threat that speaks and seeks to stop you before you can even start? This unseen predator will seek to choke out your ability to do the main activity, which is selling. This would-be thief is called procrastination, but it can not be played with. Procrastination is the thief of time, yours and mine. Today, I'm going to share battle-tested tactics for how we can safeguard our time and not get caught up in this crap. Hello, everyone. My name is Leavona. I have been building businesses for over 25 years. And now I have entrepreneurs grow their business by selling more effectively with honor, integrity, and confidence. If that sounds like something valuable to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get straight to the video. If you're anything like me, you have been guilty of falling victim to procrastination all too often. As a matter of fact, you may be doing it right now, as you decide that maybe you will watch this video later instead of now. Friend, my question for you is this: why put off for tomorrow what you can do today? You see, folks, procrastination, as I said, is the thief of time. It takes you along and makes you squirm and hide when things are difficult, when things are uncomfortable. So we dismiss them. We sweep them under the rug or the chair, refusing to deal with them at the present time. The fact of the matter is this: we have no choice but to be relentless when it comes to this thief. We can't afford the temptation of procrastination to come in and stop us from selling. How then will customers come in? No customers, no cash flow. No cash flow, no business. So, here are 3 things you can do going forward to beat this procrastination giant. These methods put into practice will help keep your business alive. The first thing you must do is be honest with yourself. Let's face it, if you are procrastinating, fear is already at the door. The first thing holding you back is the arrival of fear. But how can you overcome your emotions and push through? What I've learned through the years is that you must look within yourself first to see what is actually causing these emotions. Try to observe yourself. Take the time to actually listen to your own thoughts. What are you worrying about? What are you hoping for? You need to get in touch with this first of all. Some people say writing things in a diary helps. You can try that. If you are fortunate enough to have someone in your corner who believes in you, I highly recommend you talk it out with them. But only, remember, only do this if you can trust them fully and if they really believe in you. That's a topic for another day. The reality is this: You are in a game that involves lots of risk. Us entrepreneurs are a different kind of breed. We need to develop the resolve to push through all the uncomfortable feelings and emotions that come with big risks. Gaining a high emotional intelligence is key. You may need to fail and look stupid several times in the beginning. Just go for it. Whatever you are worried about is probably only in your head. It's a deceiving mirage. In reality, even when things go worse than you imagined, it's not that serious. It doesn't kill us. It just makes us strong. The so-called consequences are not nearly as devastating as you think. So get in touch with your emotions and thoughts to be able to process them better. Then you will be positioned to apply the next method I will share with you. The second thing I want to say about slaying the dragon of procrastination is this. Just do it. Just jump in. The more time you give yourself to think, the more time you question yourself, the weaker you become. The truth is this. We will never have all of the information before going into difficult situations. Have you noticed? We do not. What you are supposing will matter only in your head. Often, it will not happen in real life. You will actually learn far more by jumping in head first and taking action than you ever could by just thinking on the sidelines about it. Let me ask you a question. Have any of you ever thought or overthought a situation only to find once you went through the actual thing, it wasn't so bad? I think all of us have had some of that. If so, leave me a not so bad in the comments. Now, the third and final recommendation that I want to give to you today is this. And this is the most important one. You must commit. You tell yourself you are not looking back. You've come too darn far. Take all of the cards you have in your hand and toss them. Toss them on the table. Then do what I call the whatever move. You have prepared your best. You have done all you can do before the meeting. Now just go for it, man. Don't hold back and don't overthink. You have done all the thinking you can think. Ask yourself, what have I got to lose? Say to yourself, I have more to gain than I have to lose here. Enough is enough. Enough thinking and analyzing. It's go time. Just say whatever and leave it all on the field, man. You see, winners feel the fear and doubt. But the difference with us is that we let it all go and play like it doesn't matter when the chips are down. And they actually have fun while doing it. Just put a smile on your face, man. Put a smile. And pull the trigger of that Russian roulette. Now, if this video has been helpful for you so far, I really would appreciate it if you could give me a like or the thumbs up. I ain't begging. I'm just saying. If I'm good, give me something. It would really help the channel, you know, and help to get this message out to other aspiring entrepreneurs. And I know you don't want to keep me to yourself, so share me, will ya? And if you find these videos helpful, I would really love to invite you to a live training that I will be hosting on Monday. Be there or be square. It's Monday, October 20th at 5 p.m. It's called the Exceptional Seller's Mindset. In this event, I will be sharing what is essentially the main mindset secret that has helped me to be able to sell effectively and build my business. It just rolls off of me, just rolls off. It's totally free to attend. Check out the link in the description below to sign up. I'd love to have you. I'd love to see you there, as I really believe it has the potential to help you change the way you sell forever, and in a way that will really make you feel good. And when we learn how to sell in a way that makes us feel good, the sky is the limit. You get really confidence. Some of us might even get cocky. Now, don't go there too often. Now, at this time, we will move into the freestyle portion of the video that I do each day. It's called the why factor. I believe it's important for us to remind ourselves why we do business. Let's be honest here. Things can get really hard at times when we are entrepreneurs. There are times when we can downright question everything and really doubt ourselves and our mission. That's why we need to recall why we went into business in the first place. Listen, life is precious, so we have to cherish it. So let's take some time now to reflect on these things. Why did we go into business in the first place? Okay. I'm going to throw some of the things at you that, caused me or made me go in. And I am calling you to action. I don't want you to come to the why factor and just sit there and just listen. I want you to think within yourself. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? You see, we run. There's a video, I think I may have already created it or I have it in the works. But we run sometimes like turkeys with no heads. And we forget about having a devotional moment with our Creator before we rush off. It's just roller coaster after roller coaster. There is so much going on. Forget about when your business starts to burst at the seams. You don't eat properly. You grab a piece of orange. You take a sip of the coffee. Your darling husband got up and went to the kitchen early and did eggs and bacon and I don't know. What's the other thing there? Whatever you like. He has it on the plate and you come in the kitchen. Oh, I got to go. Well, honey, you should have tried to get up a little early because the man was in the kitchen for 1 hour. You just try to get up because that man is important to this whole operation. Take him out. Treat him less. Don't have time for him. You know what happens when we don't have time for them? Another so-so one is going to take him right up. Our trash is always, our garbage, is always someone else's treasure. So try to put more structure into your life. We have these guys. If you're a man and your wife is downstairs cooking, or you're a woman and your husband is cooking to see you off, you have to alarm this thing and you have to get up so at least you could sit down and have 5. I think the way our lives go, 10 minutes is pushing it, but let's push for that 10 minutes with them. What would it profit you if you got a call later in the day and you couldn't give him or her 10 minutes After they stood an hour in the kitchen cooking you breakfast, you got a call that Charlie got into an accident today and he didn't make it. On his way to work, he got into an accident. And then you have to live with guilt for the rest of your life that you could not sit down and eat his breakfast. And it could be where they're cooking us dinner and we get home and we still don't have no time. Why are we in business anyway? What is the purpose? My purpose? Freedom. I am in business for freedom. I have found over my years, as I stepped into places, I haven't always been straight business. God put me in certain paths because he knew he had to teach me. Everywhere I went, I learned something. I've been in corporate. I've worked for businesses. I've had big insurance companies clamor all over me because of my ability that God has given me to sell. I've gone in and taken over the field, sat in there for about 3 weeks to a month, learned their system, took it out, transformed it to my style and my way, and then have them say, how does she do it? But how does she do it though? That's for me to know and you to find out. Don't make me a manager because I will not share with you what I have. I always felt I had to keep it for a time, I guess, such as this. But I have not always been straight entrepreneur. I've worked in corporate. I've worked as a therapist in a hospital. I've gone to medical school and come back. And through everything that I have learned, I have found that you always have some Jack A put in authority over you because somebody set them up. Somebody set them right. And you don't have no friend for walk you into the office and tell the boss, the guy for the department, oh, get she a high position. So you put some fool over me and the fool telling me foolish things. And I have no time for that. Years ago, I'll tell you a quick story. You have to follow all my videos because the stories start from the top and they come down. To get everything, you'll have to go back and binge. But my mother was the entrepreneur, you know. Evelyn was her name. And Evelyn met my father. She had come from a broken marriage. And she met my dad. She was a little older than him. Same like my husband and I. I'm older than him. And my mother was such a boss. She dealt with food. Oh, that woman could cook. She could cook anything. And she taught my husband. She taught my father. My father was a poor guy whose mother had a husband who abandoned her. And one day he decided that he was going to leave the Essequibo region, which is considered a country. Now, I'm from Guyana in South America, and that place has become so wealthy. They're saying we're doing trillions and trillions of barrels a year of oil. And the oil is sweet oil. It doesn't have sulfur and all this stuff. My father decided he was going to leave there because his mother had done everything that she could do for him. His father had left them, and she turned to entrepreneurship, Grandma. She did a little farm. She had a land that was very long, had 3 houses on it. when her no good husband left her, a schoolmaster took her and made an honest woman of her. And when he died, she inherited what he had. And it came with this little farm with the 3 houses on it, and the back where we could farm and have pig pens and sheep and goat and cow and what's not. But my father wanted more. And so he journeyed to the city. He's never told us the story, but I know he met my mom. But one day, my mom and him parted ways. She taught him what she knew, and he became a very successful entrepreneur. He went into taxis. She worked in food, selling at the wharf where the planes came in. In those days, the planes used to come and land on the water. And there was this big market where all the sellers came and they sold roti, curry, this, that, all the dishes from Guyana. But my father decided to venture off into taxi service. And my mama, because she was a running business owner at the time and what's not, she started him off with his first taxi, and then my father just built and built and built and built until he had a fleet of cars. But one day my father left and he came to America, you know. And when he came to America, he was working in a company. Like I said, sometimes you're an entrepreneur. You might be a big entrepreneur in your country, but when you come here, you got to start over because you can't bring those taxi service cars and you're coming with nothing. The passport and whatever, maybe 20 US that somebody sent you that you can buy some things on the airport. But a lot of hope in your heart, you know. Because you know that by God's grace, it has been advertised to you that America is the land of opportunities. And if you work hard, you'll make it. So my father came in and he started off working as the guy in the room where you did all the printing. He was the odd guy, you know, he just collected the prints and he went from desk to desk on all the different floors, you know, bringing them whatever they requested. There's a room, they call it something, but they don't use that anymore. But that's where he was. He was in the printing section of the company, right down in the bottom of the basement, if you will. But when you have your eyes on the prize, you know that you want something better. You work for it, right? You might not have the means yet to branch off as an entrepreneur because you need certain little funding. But with determination, you're taking some money and you're getting paid and you're putting some in the sock. Or you have it on a separate account and you say, this is for my business. I need this. I am going to need this. I'm going to need some advertising, right? You build up. And when you feel you're ready, you launch. You step out by faith. So my father worked his way up all the way. And he became a manager inside of the room, the printing press or whatever they called it. And he worked for years and years and years. And then one day, life changed on him. And what happened? They brought a young kid to him, and they told him to train the kid with everything that he knew. Don't hold back. Just teach him everything, because we want for you to be able to take vacations. You've had to run this by yourself with nobody who knows what you're doing. And so many times you're not able to take long vacations and what's not and what's not. My father did not suspect that there was lies and deceit in what they did. And he trained the guy everything. And then one day he walked in with his suit and he used to go to work with an attaché case. It was an honor for him, you know, to come from Guyana. He told me that many times they were so poor that he would put on the sneaker and go to school But the sneaker had no soles. And his grandmother, because the sole ran out, he walked on it until the holes got into it, but then grandma couldn't buy anymore. Before she met the home master, right? And so my papa would go to school. His feet would be on the ground, and the sneaker would straddle the other parts of his feet. People who go through these kinds of things have resolve, you know? When you're hungry and you're destitute, you have resolve to come from there and go somewhere better. And that's what he did. They sent him home, and he said, I will never, never work for anyone again. Never. He took the money that he had saved, and he studied. He had some friends who were doing taxi service up here. They had branched off into driving 54-footers. They taught him how to do it, and that's where he scaled up. He scaled up from the taxi service to going into his own business as a guy who drove those 54-footers that you see on the highways and the byways. He went from 1 truck to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Until even my sister, who married someone when she met him in the army, his son-in-law became a business owner with him. So sometimes we have to journey in. You cannot be an entrepreneur if you don't have the ability to have had eyes everywhere. How would you be able to train your team, teach them, correct them, guide them, if you didn't have what it takes, if you didn't see life from all sides, all angles? So it's important that we cherish the man or the woman that's making us the breakfast when we're about to leave. It is important that we don't get up 3 minutes before we have to go. We have to structure our lives, that we go to bed with enough time to get up and take the breakfast that the precious one is cooking for us. We're a team. And if he or she is getting up to see you off, it's because he or she knows that we're a team. We're in this together. Your success is their success. So please remember why you came in. You came in for freedom. And I always say this every night. We came in for freedom. Freedom allows us to sometimes leave that desk at 1 o'clock and drive home, because it's yours. When you're in corporate and you're working for Uncle Sam, you can't. They give you 5 people's jobs, and you have to sit in the office and give up your lunch break, and then the so-called dunce, the dunce of a supervisor that they have over you, tell you, oh, well, I never heard that. Oh, I do it too. Oh, come on, don't be coy with me. You're on a managerial salary. I get paid by the hour. I have a union. I'm not supposed to do the lunch thing and give up my lunch. Don't tell me that you do it too, but you didn't hear that from me. I have too much work. I leave in the afternoon, I go punch out, and I sit in my office. To whose benefit? So I made a distance with them too, just like my father. I took the crap, I saved up, and one day I launched. I started doing businesses in Guyana, but I could not come in here and just run like I said with him. He couldn't run. He had to make the moves when he had enough money. And I told myself, I ain't working for nobody. I work for myself. Because I ain't want nobody take my skills and take my hard work. I give them everything. The early hours of the morning, they have me. And then when I come home, I can't even have fellowship with my kids, my husband, the cat, the dog. Get out of here. For freedom, we become entrepreneurs. We make our own time. But let's make the time right. Let's balance it right. And let us not become suckers anymore to anybody. When things get rough, tough it out. Tough it out. It never stays the same way. Life is cyclical and it goes around in a circle. Wherever you find yourself today, you ain't gonna be there next year, that same place. All right. So I hope you stayed with the whole video, because let me tell you something. I will continue to drop bombshells on you because I have journeyed and I have seen, and I have not become an entrepreneur by just sticking my neck out because I got an inheritance from somebody. I have worked from the bottom up. I started at the age of 10. That is a story you will have to look amongst my videos to find. It's been a pleasure talking to you. For those of you who stayed to the end, God bless you. I'm going to tell you even before that I love you, because I have a lot of love to give. And I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow in the next video. God bless and good night.